The Clooney family, once adored as the picture of perfection, was shaken to its core when Alexander, their vibrant son, faced a shocking transformation that dimmed his spark and left them heartbroken. George and Amal searched tirelessly for answers, enduring devastating revelations with each doctor's visit, yet their love and determination never wavered as they poured everything into Alexander's care. Tune in to witness their relentless fight for hope and the battle to reignite Alexander's light. The hidden struggles of the Clooneys. George loved to talk about his son. The kid had charm to spare and a mischievous streak that could rival his dad's. George told story after story about his little prankster, like the time his son smeared Nutella in his diaper, pretended it was a messy accident, and then gleefully ate it in front of everyone. Classic kid movie. Gross but undeniably funny. People loved these glimpses into their family life, and his antics only made the Clooneys seem more relatable. But there was one story about him that George never dared to tell, a secret that could change everything. He wasn't just about jokes, though. He had this knack for languages that blew everyone away. The kid learned Italian fluently in no time, and neither George nor Amal could keep up. Imagine that, a 7-year-old translating menus and correcting his parents' pronunciation. It was funny at first, but also a little humbling for two super achievers like George and Amal. But then things started to shift. It was subtle at first. He seemed quieter, less energetic. You could chalk it up to growing pains or maybe a busy schedule. After all, even kids have their off days. But over time, the changes became harder to ignore. The boy who once filled the house with laughter and pranks seemed to retreat into himself. His spark, the one that made him the life of the family, dimmed. Amal, ever the sharp and proactive mom, knew something was up. She and George sought medical advice, hoping to get to the bottom of it. Tests, consultations, evaluations, you name it, they did it. And then came the bombshell. He was facing a serious health condition, one that affected both his physical energy and emotional well-being. It hit the family like a ton of bricks. George, the guy who could crack a joke in any situation, found himself at a loss. This wasn't something he could charm his way out of. For Amal, who'd spent her career fighting for justice in the toughest situations, this was a different kind of battle, a personal, deeply emotional one. Nothing could have prepared them for seeing their child struggle. The Clooneys didn't sit around wallowing, though. They rallied as you'd expect from a family like theirs. They found the best doctors, therapists, and specialists. Their home became a sanctuary, carefully adjusted to support their son's needs. Family life shifted to accommodate new routines, and every member of the household played a role in creating an atmosphere of love and support. The public, of course, was curious. The Clooneys have always been in the spotlight, and people wanted to know what was going on. But George and Amal were fiercely protective of their kids' privacy. George especially made it clear that while he understood the public's interest, his family came first. He drew a firm line, shielding his children from prying eyes as much as possible. The experience also gave the Clooneys a platform to talk about something deeper. Amal used her eloquence to advocate for families dealing with similar struggles, while George's storytelling skills brought attention to the importance of empathy and support. They turned their private pain into a public message, one that resonated with countless others. Looking back, the Clooney family's journey is a testament to resilience. They faced heartbreak head-on and emerged stronger, more connected, and more grateful for the moments that matter. Their son's story, though challenging, became a source of inspiration, a reminder that even in the hardest times, love and laughter can light the way forward. The challenges the Clooneys faced stretched them emotionally, forcing them to grow in ways they'd never imagined. Their story became a powerful lesson in what it means to hold on to hope when circumstances test every fiber of your being. Each doctor's visit, every therapy session, and every hard conversation about their son's condition reminded them of their priorities as parents and partners. Those priorities were clear: love their children unconditionally, fight for their well-being, and preserve the essence of what made their family unique. Amal's professional life, which had always demanded her intellectual and emotional fortitude, now served as an odd parallel to her personal life. Fighting for human rights and justice on a global scale required persistence, grace, and resilience, qualities she found herself tapping into at home. It wasn't easy, though. There were nights when the weight of her son's situation left her drained. Yet she kept going, driven by the love she had for her family. George, too, found his role evolving. Always the storyteller and the entertainer, he became the family's emotional glue. He used his humor to lighten heavy moments, making sure that his kids still had reasons to smile. While the seriousness of his son's condition loomed, George knew the importance of balance, of reminding his family that there was still joy to be found, even in the toughest times. His progress was slow but steady. Some days were harder than others, filled with setbacks that tested everyone's patience. But then there were breakthroughs, small, beautiful moments that gave the family hope. Like the time he rediscovered his love for drawing, spending hours creating vibrant, detailed sketches. Or the day he joined his sister in building an elaborate Lego city, his concentration and creativity shining through once again. These glimpses of the old him reminded George and Amal of their son's resilience and potential. His sister, in particular, became a quiet hero in the story. She took it upon herself to support her brother in ways that only a twin could. Whether it was translating his emotions when he struggled to articulate them, or simply sitting with him during difficult moments, her presence was a constant source of comfort. Her maturity and empathy were a testament to the bond the siblings shared, and her role in her brother's journey was nothing short of extraordinary. As months turned into years, the family's efforts began to bear fruit. His condition improved, albeit gradually. His personality started to shine through again, and the laughter that had once been a hallmark of the Clooney household returned. Family dinners were filled with stories, jokes, and the occasional prank, proof that his mischievous streak was still alive and well. George and Amal remained steadfast in their commitment to protecting their children's privacy. They understood the public's fascination with their lives, but they also knew the importance of drawing boundaries. Their focus was on creating a safe, loving environment for their kids, one where they could thrive without the pressures of the outside world. Just as they thought life was settling into a new normal, an unforeseen event turned their world upside down once more. Alexander Clooney's unique path. The Clooneys' parenting style is a blend of discipline, love, and encouragement. Amal, with her meticulous attention to detail, ensures the twins have a structured routine, while George injects spontaneity and humor into their lives. This balance has worked well so far, but their son's rapid development is forcing them to reevaluate their approach. For instance, they've introduced a more individualized approach to parenting the twins. While Ella thrives with gentle encouragement and quiet activities, their son needs outlets for his energy and intellect. Whether it's enrolling him in advanced language classes or setting up science experiments at home, they're constantly adapting to keep up with his needs. Raising a child like this comes with its own set of challenges, especially when you're in the public eye. George and Amal are keenly aware of the scrutiny their family faces. They've taken steps to shield their children from the media, but it's not always easy. Paparazzi have captured moments of their family outings, and tabloids frequently speculate about their parenting choices. This constant attention adds pressure to an already demanding situation. Amal's background in law has been instrumental in navigating privacy concerns, but it's a battle they fight every day. They're determined to give their children as normal a childhood as possible, even if their version of normal looks vastly different from most families. Despite the challenges, George and Amal are finding joy in the chaos. Their shared sense of humor has been a lifeline, helping them navigate the ups and downs of parenting. George often recounts funny anecdotes about the twins, like the time their son tried to fix a broken lamp with peanut butter. These moments of levity remind them why it's all worth it. They've also found solace in their shared commitment to philanthropy. Working together on their foundation has given them a sense of purpose beyond their immediate family. It's a reminder of the values they want to pass on to their children: compassion, resilience, and a desire to make the world a better place. As they move forward, George and Amal are embracing the unpredictability of parenthood. They know there will be more surprises, more challenges, and more moments that leave them questioning everything. But they're also confident in their ability to face it all together. For the Clooneys, it's not about being perfect parents, it's about being present, adaptable, and deeply committed to their family. And while their son's transformation has brought its share of challenges, it's also been a source of growth and inspiration for the entire family. It's a journey that's far from over, and if there's one thing the Clooneys have proven, it's that they're up for the adventure. Born in 2017, the twins were thrust into the spotlight simply for being born. That's not hyperbole. The tabloids couldn't wait to splash their names across headlines. But George and Amal aren't exactly the show-off the kids on Instagram kind of parents. They've fought tooth and nail to keep the paparazzi at bay, going as far as slamming legal hammers on anyone trying to snap unauthorized photos of their kids. For a while it worked, but fame doesn't just take a back seat because you asked nicely. The Clooneys' battle for privacy has been a continuous uphill climb, underscoring just how challenging it is to shield children from the glare of the spotlight in an era where the internet never sleeps. Then there's Ella, the quieter twin. She's the brainy one, always curious, always observing. Amal's been vocal about how proud she is of Ella's natural knack for problem solving and her love of learning. But let's not paint her as the perfect little angel. She's a kid, and kids are messy and unpredictable. Still, her quieter personality often leaves her out of the limelight, which honestly might be a blessing in disguise. Ella's intellectual inclinations set her apart in a household already brimming with talent and ambition. Amal's influence on Ella's development is evident, with the young girl's curiosity and focus reflecting her mother's own passion for meaningful causes. As their son grows, his natural humor and charm are undeniable. But here's where things get sticky. He's starting to notice the weight of his last name. Fame might seem glamorous, but to a kid it's just confusing. Understanding why the world knows who you are and how to deal with that attention is an enormous task for any child, let alone one growing up in such a unique spotlight. And while his humor might be a coping mechanism now, it's a question of how that evolves as he matures. His journey will likely include navigating identity questions that stem from being forever linked to an iconic figure. The Clooneys' parenting style is all about values. They're big on empathy, responsibility, and humility, the kind of stuff that'll hopefully help their children navigate their weird, high-profile lives. Family history is a big topic at the Clooney dinner table. George loves telling stories about his dad, Nick Clooney, and how integrity matters more than fame or fortune. It's the kind of grounding influence that might just give these kids a fighting chance at staying level-headed. For the Clooneys, parenting isn't just about providing. It's about imparting a moral compass that can guide their children in an often chaotic world. But let's not sugarcoat it. The Clooney kids will always carry the label of celebrity offspring. That's a tag with its own baggage. Expectations, assumptions, and scrutiny will follow them like shadows. As they grow older, those challenges are only going to get more complex. Whether they're dealing with classmates who know too much about their family or navigating social media, the spotlight is a constant presence. The family's ability to address these challenges head-on will play a significant role in shaping their children's future. As the twins grow, the Clooneys focus on teaching values and guiding them through a complicated world. Education, values, and creative freedom. One of the more unique ways the Clooneys are preparing their children for the world is through education. The twins attend an international school which focuses on diversity and cultural awareness. This aligns perfectly with Amal's work in international law and George's advocacy for global humanitarian causes. It's not just about academics, it's about giving them a global perspective. The Clooneys are making sure their kids are exposed to different viewpoints and experiences, something that might help them navigate the complexities of their identities. The school's emphasis on inclusivity and understanding mirrors the values the Clooneys strive to instill at home. At home, creativity is heavily encouraged. Their son's love for humor and performance finds its outlet in family gatherings and school plays. He's often the center of attention, making everyone laugh with his natural comedic timing. George sees a lot of himself in him, but has made it clear that he doesn't want his son to feel pressured to follow in his footsteps. "It's his choice," George has said. "We want him to find his own path." This commitment to fostering individuality underscores the Clooneys' dedication to letting their children define their own futures. Ella, on the other hand, is diving into intellectual pursuits. Inspired by Amal's work, she's already showing an interest in issues like environmental sustainability. Amal has mentioned how proud she is of Ella's curiosity and her drive to learn about topics that matter. Whether it's reading books or asking big questions about the world, Ella's inquisitive nature is nurtured every step of the way. The Clooneys' encouragement of these pursuits highlights their belief in empowering their children through education and curiosity. The Clooneys have also taken steps to instill a sense of responsibility in their children. Chores, for instance, are non-negotiable in their household. Despite their wealth and fame, George and Amal are determined not to let their kids grow up with an inflated sense of entitlement. They're taught to value hard work and understand the importance of giving back. Family discussions often touch on issues like charity and social justice, giving their children a sense of purpose beyond their privileged lives. By grounding their children in these principles, the Clooneys hope to prepare them for a world that's both demanding and complex. However, even with these proactive measures, the Clooneys know they can't shield their kids from everything. The twins are growing up in an era where social media magnifies everything. From carefully curated images to ruthless online trolls, the digital age adds a layer of complexity that previous generations didn't have to deal with. It's one thing to avoid the paparazzi, it's another to navigate the relentless world of likes, comments, and viral posts. The Clooneys' awareness of these challenges underscores their efforts to equip their children with the tools they'll need to thrive in an increasingly connected world. As their children approach their teenage years, the challenges will only grow. George and Amal are aware that the strategies they use now might need to evolve. Conversations about fame, identity, and responsibility are already becoming more nuanced. It's not about keeping the kids in a bubble, it's about preparing them for a world that will always have its eyes on them. The Clooneys' willingness to adapt their approach demonstrates their commitment to ensuring their children's well-being remains a top priority. Despite these hurdles, the Clooneys remain optimistic. They've built a foundation of love, support, and strong values, which they hope will guide their kids as they navigate the unique pressures of their lives. The world will undoubtedly continue to watch as their children grow. Their journey will be shaped by a mix of privilege and challenges, but with parents like George and Amal at the helm, they're as prepared as anyone can be for the road ahead. Adding to this, the Clooneys' dedication to philanthropic efforts has begun to influence their children. George and Amal frequently involve their children in discussions about the importance of helping others, whether through direct action or advocacy. These conversations often take place during family dinners, where they discuss global issues in a way that's accessible for the kids. Amal, with her extensive background in human rights law, often shares stories about her work, subtly instilling values of justice and equality in their young minds. These moments, though small, create a foundation for the twins to understand the impact they can have on the world around them. Their international school plays a key role in this journey as well. The diverse environment exposes the twins to cultures and traditions vastly different from their own. This exposure fosters empathy and broadens their perspectives, allowing them to appreciate the complexity of the world. The Clooneys' decision to prioritize this kind of education reflects their hope that their children will grow into well-rounded individuals capable of making thoughtful contributions to society. Another significant aspect of the Clooneys' parenting is their emphasis on creativity. Whether it's their son's budding interest in acting or Ella's love of writing, the family fosters these pursuits with enthusiasm. They've transformed a corner of their home into a creative space filled with art supplies, books, and tools for exploration. This sanctuary encourages the twins to experiment and dream, providing an outlet for their imaginations in a way that feels organic and unpressured. As they grow, the children are beginning to take on small but meaningful roles in the family's charitable initiatives. Whether it's helping to pack supplies for a local drive or attending low-key events, the twins are gradually learning the importance of giving back. George and Amal hope these experiences will not only teach their children about responsibility, but also help them build resilience against the superficial allure of fame and materialism. Looking to the future, the Clooneys recognize that their parenting journey will continue to evolve. They've already begun to introduce conversations about self-awareness and mindfulness, aiming to equip their children with tools to handle stress and maintain mental well-being. These practices, combined with the strong familial bonds they've cultivated, provide a solid framework for their children as they navigate the complexities of growing up in the public eye. The Clooneys' approach to parenting is a testament to their commitment to raising compassionate, grounded, and capable individuals. While the world watches and speculates, George and Amal remain steadfast in their belief that love, empathy, and a strong moral foundation are the keys to helping their children thrive. The story of their children is not just about growing up famous, it's about growing into themselves, ready to embrace both the challenges and opportunities that come their way. Is genius in children a gift or a burden that parents unintentionally magnify? Leave your opinion in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.